What's going on, guys? My name is Minddied, and today I am actually doing something a bit different. I'm going to be doing a tutorial today, and if you're wondering what the tutorial is of, I am going to be showing you how to make a Undertale-style intro. Kind of like this, actually exactly like this. And it should look pretty good after you're done. So, step one, you need to get Game Maker. If you don't have it, you can download it. I will put a link in the description. So you can get the free version, but you can also get the Humble Bundle. I think it's available for like 3 days now. You can also get the Humble Bundle edition for it, and which is like $15, and you get a professional, which is excellent. So step one, you need to download it. Then you have to sign in or whatever, and then you'll be welcomed by this welcome screen, and then you want to click new, and then you want to change this to anywhere. I have a folder on my desktop. It is right down here, right here. So I just have it right there, and you can name it whatever you want. I'm going to UIT, and now I'm going to click create. Now this window should pop up, and you can, and if this doesn't look like this, click File, Preferences, and then change Big Resource Tree Icons, and change it to GMO Green, or GM Green. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't really necessarily matter what it looks like as long as you have everything. Or as long as you have all these tabs. Now, none of this stuff down here really matters, but the rooms do matter. So step one, you want to create a room and name it RM. You can actually name it whatever you want, but I'm gonna do RM intro room. Okay. So now the window size for Undertale is, I think, 620 by 480. And so this is the size of the window. And just don't worry if you want your game to be full screen. I might go over that in a future tutorial if you guys like this video. It's actually surprisingly simple. But then you'll have created a room. You can now click OK, and it should change the name of the room. Now, if you click play, this will start doing things, and then you'll have this window. Now, nothing's happening in this window because we haven't created any objects. Before we create objects, we need to put something in here. So, just go ahead and close this, and click on Backgrounds, and click Create Group. And then name this Intro Panels. And so, now you can click Create Background, and you can click Load Background. Now, I already have some on my desktop. I'm going to find them. UT intro folder. Right here. I have one. I actually went to Sony Vegas and got all the panels because I didn't know how to do it before. So, here's panel 1, and that's too big. So, if your thing is too big, like this, and you can't use it, then you need to then you need to open Undertale, if you have it, and then you want to find Snipping Tool. And right here, and then it should open it, and you can take a screenshot just by dragging like this, and you have your screenshot, stuff like that. But so you can't really do it this way, but you can click Load Background, and wherever you saved your thing that you got from the Snipping Tool, they're right here in Intro Panel. So Intro 1. Now there's this line down there, which is my window background, so you do not want that. So open up that, click Edit Background. And then you want to click on this paint bucket and make sure that your color is black. And just click on that, and you should be good. Now you click OK, and then you have your background. Now, you want to double click on the room, and then click Backgrounds. And then it doesn't really matter, I usually choose Background 0. And then you want to click Visible over Room Starts, and click on this right here. And then it should go right here, and then it should look good. You can go OK. Now if you launch your game, it will render the game again down here, and it should look like this. Now this already looks pretty good, and if no keys on your keyboard does anything except maybe Alt F4. So now that you have both these two, it's time to actually get into the main part of this tutorial. Now you want to right click on objects. Objects are very important. Right click on object, click create group, and then name this intro. Intro. That'll just work. And then right click on the folder you just created and click create object. Now this window should pop up, and if it looks confusing, it's actually surprisingly simple. And then you need to name it OBJ, and I'm just gonna name it long ago because that's the first 2 words of the intro. Now you want to click add event and click create. Now this is like right here. This is what happens, and this is why it happens, and this is what happens. Now, if you click a create event, it'll just create it, and it will be there. The only ones I'm going to be using are the create, the step, and the draw, and I'll explain those when we get to them. Now, what you want to do, it should be on this, and just ignore all this and click the control. Then you want to go over to this and drag it into the actions. And then this window should pop up. It's not too complicated, even though it might look a little bit complicated. Just don't mess with any of this up here. But what you want to do, you want to type in 3 slashes, which names it, and then you want to just want to write some variables. Okay. Now, then it should name it, and it's easier to find. Now what you want to do is, I will put a code in the description, and you just want to copy and paste it. So, right here, there's the code. Now, I'll explain all of this. So, this right here, just, simply, this right here is the message, and then this is the message that it starts on. This is very important because this is the number that the message is. 0 counts as an integer, so 0 really is 1, 1 really is 2, and so forth. So the first message will be 0, and the last message will be 0. So it will only display this. Now, this right here, this code, actually puts the thing right here. And you could do this, but it wouldn't really do anything. Or you could just type the thing, and it wouldn't really do anything. So you just want to keep it at that. This is the speed on which the characters are added. I am not sure if this is how fast it actually is in the actual game, but that's how fast I'm gonna set it to. This is how many characters have already been drawn. You can do anywhere from you could do any number, but if you want it to start at 0, then just do 0. Now, the way I'm gonna do this is, I don't really like it in the game how you could just spam X and Z, and you could just skip through a bunch of dialogue. So I'm gonna make it so that if you hold Z, the text will render faster. Then you want to, and then you want to click OK. Now this right here just gets the numbers of characters in the sentence. So then you want to click this check mark up in the top corner, and then you're done with the create. Now you want to go to step. Now step is just all it is just another step. It's another step in the code, and so it goes create, and then it keeps on going down. So it creates it, and this goes to the next step, which is this, and this just goes to the next step. So it's pretty much, if you used a create event with this, it would work, because step events use certain parameters, or I don't know a good term, but step and create are different. And now you just want to do the exact same thing, and just name this the guts of the code. Capitalized cheat codes. Okay. Now, what you want to do is you want to, I have another code in the description, Now you just want to copy and paste it, and I'll explain what all this means. So this is just if the current character count is the amount in the current message, then all of this will happen. This is what happens if you press Z. Then if there are more messages left to show, then it does the new message, then it keeps on, then it does the messages. There goes the next message, and then just does everything, and it pretty much just repeats itself. So that's all in here. Even though this looks complicated, it's actually simple if you actually put it in words. So then you just want to click OK. And then you want to add one more event, which is the draw event. Now this just puts stuff on the screen. You can draw rectangles, triangles, circles, words, and then you just want to click draw. So you could just put text right here, or you could just draw the text, and then it would just look like just text on a screen. It wouldn't appear slowly. But the way I'm doing it, the text will appear slowly. And so what you want to do, I have another code in the description. And so you just want to do the exact same thing with this, and then do 3 slashes and say draws the code, or draws the sentence. Okay, and then now you just want to copy and paste the code, and I'll explain what this does. So you could just do draw text, and it would have to look something like this. But then it would just draw the message, and it would keep on going over the same line. It would not look good. So draw text X makes so that the text has extra parameters, and so you can put the coordinates wherever you want. And so in this right here, this number 30, that just says how many lines or how many pixels apart are each of the characters on their lines. And then you want to comma, and then do 350, which is how many characters are there, or how many characters can fit on a certain line before it goes to the next. So I found this very, very helpful. Draw text X, very, very helpful for this. So now you just want to click OK, and then you want to click OK. Now if you load it, it's gonna do its thing again. And then it's just gonna do this, and you're wondering what happened. How come it's not working? Well, you haven't actually put the object into the root, so you just want to close this, and then you want to double click this, and then you want to click objects. Click in this window. Click anywhere; it doesn't really matter as long as it's in this window. And then you want to scroll over intro, and then click long ago. And now, where I usually put it is about right here. So just put your object there and click OK. Now there's one last, and now you can test it. And nothing's gonna happen. So, oh, forgot about this. Nothing's gonna happen because this right here, that means that there's an error in here and that it can't show. So I'm pretty sure it's right here. I should add an extra bracket. No? Okay then. Maybe it's probably in the draw event. Okay, and click OK, and save. Right here. And now, so I'm sorry, I'm very bad at tutorials. I do not do them at all. I once did one. It was my first video that I ever uploaded. But then I realized how bad it was, and I quickly took it off. Huh. Okay. So, before we do anything else, you just want to, this is also very important, you want to create a new sound, and then load the sound from a file, and, once I find a song, I'll just be right back. Okay, I found my song, and then I'm just going to name it Intro Song. Okay. Now you can preview it. Then click OK once you're done previewing it. Now you just want to double click on Intro Room, and then go. And then also, you can't just import a song into a room. So you want to create another object, name is obj intro song, and then that's obj. And then you want to add an event, add a create event, click main, go to sounds, sound, intro song, loop, false. And then click OK. Then play it. And then and then this will compile. But again, nothing's gonna happen because you never added it. And now you just you can close your game and click objects and then intro song. You can put it wherever you want, but I'll put it in one of the corners. Okay. Click OK, and that now we can fix our thing. If you're wondering what was happening, it wasn't telling what color it was to draw. So this is where this stuff in draw can come in handy. So you want to do this. So you want to click away from move, or main, or control, or draw, or whatever it's on, and just click draw, and then drag and drop this paint palette on into the action folder, and then change the color to white, and then click OK. And now you can set the font, and the font, it'll say no font because you haven't created a font yet. And now this is where you create a font. You can click create font and name the font whatever you like. I'm just going to name this font 1. And then you can change it to the font, and change it to whatever font you want. But what I'm going to be using is called Determination Sans. Now, also change the size to 20 and click OK. Now you can double click this and click font 1, align center, then click OK. Now you can click OK once more and then you can make sure that everything's in there, and then click OK. Now you can run it and everything. Oh, I just bumped the mic. Sorry about that. And then you can run it, and everything should be in order. Okay, if it's doing that, then what you want to do is you want to go back to this, click draw, and change the font to left. And it should work now. And if it doesn't, then there's another problem, which is also fixable. Okay, this looks pretty good, but it still doesn't look like the Undertale intro. So what you can do is you can go to right here, and then you can click on the draw, and then you can change some of this. I'm going to change this to 40, and I'm going to change 350 to 300. Then I will click OK, and I will click OK, and then you can do it again. Now you can fill around with your settings, and where and how many lines apart it is. That looks pretty good. Now let us do a comparison. So this is Undertale. And then this is our game. Now, it's not perfect, but it's the closest thing that you can get to an Undertale intro in Game Maker. So if you enjoyed this tutorial, don't forget to leave a thumbs up and a like. Well, they're both really the same thing. And as always, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. We'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.